Where are you? All right, buddy. So I'm just warming up right now. Start out with some circles and such. It's kind of hard drawing with a sketchbook because it's all like bumpy and stuff. So, and I'm just this is just kind of like a little exercise I do. Just do a bunch of just do some exercises where I practice my line work. Obviously, that's not that good, but it's just something I do. Basically, kind of connecting the dots. And it's really hard with this sketchbook. It's really like lumpy and stuff. When you start really working on your sketchbook, it's gonna get really messed up. Especially like if you get like a cheap sketchbook like this. This is a cheap sketchbook, so so I'm just gonna spend a few minutes doing my warm-ups kind of, and then I'm gonna do some eyes. The warm-ups start off with like circles, ellipses, and then I kind of move those ellipses into cylinders. Usually try to draw I don't know, go for 10. 10 cylinders, I think that'll be good. And the reason why I do this is it helps me think. Well, actually, it's something that I don't have to think, but I'm still practicing the basics. I'm doing fundamentals without actually having to comprehend things. Kind of prepping my mind to do things, prepping my hand-eye coordination. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So we gotta do 7. Just kind of doing shapes left and right here. That's all I'm gonna do. And they don't have to be good. These drawings do not have to be good. They don't have to be good. It's meant just to prime you for your drawing session and so forth. That's all it really is meant for. It's not really meant to be like, oh, these are fantastic. They don't have to be good at all. So when you're drawing, you just want to kind of be, I don't know, man. You just want to kind of keep it. Just kind of draw some more cylinders. And then I'm going to move to some kind of shapes in perspective, almost like a sheet of paper almost. And I'm just going to do a bunch of those, and that's going to translate to something else I'm going to do next after this. know, just like little sheets of paper almost. You know. Kind of like you're just making these planes, and really you're just practicing for the initial drawing sesh. And I'm going to spend about, let's see, I got 5 more minutes of this, and then I'm going to go ahead and do something else. I'm going to go ahead and start doing some image, like actual things. So after I do a few of those, let's just kind of like see if I have enough room to apply it. I don't have like a lot of room in this paper. It's like folding over. You can hear it kind of buckling as I draw. So and every time I draw, like, because it's like buckling, it's kind of every time I press something, the paper shifts, so I'm not able to get like clean lines. All right. So now we're going to use that like rectangular shape, and we're going to basically make cylinders out of that. So now you're using that shape to kind of create cylinders going to you in 1-point perspective. So that's another little thing that I play around with. Again, this paper really is kind of difficult. So I'm kind of fighting it at the moment because every time I press it's like bouncing, and like I'm getting too close to that seam of the book where it's folding over, and I got a lot of paper here that's kind of folding over, so like there's some distortion happening here, so it makes it kind of difficult to really so again, they don't have to be good. All right, so I did a few of those. I think that's good. Now what I'm going to do next is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to play around with some blocks here. Just making some blocks in 1-point perspective. Again, don't have to be anything fantastic. You just gotta play around with them. So again, this is kind of like the equivalent of like just doodling, you know, but kind of like doodling with a purpose. Like by doing this over and over again, you'll get better and better at it. And if you can do simple shapes confidently, then you're going to be able to do more complex shapes later on. So, and as I said, they don't have to be great. You just got to repeat the process over and over again, and each time you'll get a little bit more clear and more concise and so forth. Just playing around, essentially. Maybe we take the cube and put it on it, and like tilt it, and then we just kind of still make it into a 1-point perspective cube, right? So next style, I typically will do like these 2-point perspective studies, making like 2-point perspective shapes, like boxes or rectangles. Essentially, and I'll do those. I think I'll do like a few of them. I think 10 minutes of just doing this is good, and then I'll go ahead and like fiddle around with some eyes or something like that. We'll see. And again, if you're like, oh, what is this garbage? Well, it's like a garbage drawing page, and it has its purpose. Some people will see this and think, oh, it's garbage. You're not doing anything. Well, you are and you aren't. Like you're basically just getting in your morning reps or your drawing reps. What's really interesting about like this concept, it's still new to me, but like I guess the analogy would be like, you have to go work out. Like there's gonna be days that your workouts suck. You're gonna have bad workouts, right? This is gonna be the same thing. Like you might have these studies that you're doing might be garbage. They might not be that good, right? And that's fine. You might have garbage drawings for the day, but as with any workout, like your workouts, your strength will increase in time, and like because and you're like the weight that you used to start out with might be the weight that you used to finish with. Might end up being the weight that you start out with eventually. The same thing with doing these type of drawings. Like when you first started out, like, oh wow, my cubes used to kind of suck, but now they're like decent, you know. So again, they don't like as you can see, like I did this is one I did earlier using like some really cruddy like gel pen. And so I think when I'm going to go ahead and do some eyes for a little bit. My goal is I think I'm going to do 200, not 200, I'm going to draw 100 eyes. And this is using a gel pen. It kind of sucks. It really does suck, actually. It's like a really bad gel pen, by the way. It's like, what is going on with this gel pen? All right, so we're just going to go ahead and draw some eyes. I'm just going to do number 3. Just do a few eyes here and there. And the reason why is I'm kind of not realized, but like I have an understanding that my eyes are not as good as I would like them to be, and so I want to take a page out of all these YouTube channels that they say you should just draw 100 or just draw 100 of things of that thing. So I'm going to draw 100 eyes. And I think I'm going to try my best to at least catalog it via like catalog it for on TikTok. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. You know, do like, and hopefully, as time goes by, I will get better. And I'm also going to focus on watch some videos and see how other people draw eyes. Like, again, I'm like, my art, like me as an artist, I'm kind of like a generalist. I really don't have a specialized thing. I'm not like a photorealist. Not really particularly great at cartoons. Not particularly great at figures. I'm like, if I was a Mario Kart game, you know, I would like be Mario. Like what was it, Mario and Luigi, or one of those characters. There's like Mario, yeah, like there's a character. There's two. Like I'm Mario, where I'm just like, you know, I'm decent in all. I'm not like particularly great at one field or another. So that's how I gauge myself as an artist, is like I'm just kind of like, you know, you see these artists on Instagram and YouTube, they're really good at the figure, you know, or they're really good at doing landscapes, or really good at painting, or they're really good at doing like anime chicks or comic art. You know, I don't really have a specialty that I can say like, oh, this is my thing that I'm good at. I'm just all around decent at drawing things. You know, I wouldn't say I'm great at one particular style. You know, as I said, I can capture realism pretty decently. I can do cartoons pretty decently. But it's nothing I'm like, I can say I'm an expert at, you know. I guess I never really sat down and started. I guess I just never sat down and really devoted myself to one thing. And I think for this year, I'm going to focus on portraits, digital portraits and realism. So I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff regarding that. That's going to be my goal, is to kind of focus on those things. So I think what I'm going to do for today is just going to focus on getting like 1 or 2 eyes done, and nothing fantastic. And if I think about my art more critically, I probably am too sketchy, because like I can never seem to dial it, like dial back the sketchiness. It's always a little too sketchy. So like maybe alongside of doing a more like maybe focusing on alongside of focusing on these other aspects, maybe I'll try to work on just being a little bit more mindful of how I'm drawing, so as I said, I'm not really particularly great at anything, and it's kind of frustrating being an artist when you're like, yeah, you're an artist, like, oh, what do you do? Like, I don't know, kind of a little bit of everything. I've never been really I think I've always kind of gone back to drawing the figure, but not like completely into it, not going like, not tunnel vision, you know. Yeah, so I like to do a little bit of everything. And as I said, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I think it gives me a little bit better understanding when I talk to my students about artwork, and what can go wrong and what can go like right with their drawings. I have a little bit of like, I can forecast the direction of where the drawing might be going, and kind of forecast like what they might want to think about. And then sometimes they come back and I say, I'm like, see, I told you that was going to happen if and you're like, oh man, I can't believe you knew that. Like, no, I just like, I've done a lot of bad work on everything, So again, I think that's what I'm going to do, is this for the next, I don't know how many days it's going to take. It's probably going to take me about 50 days to do 100 eyes, simply because I don't have a lot of free time to really work on, like practice work. I know I say that because I don't know. I say I don't have a lot of free time, but I really do, because I do a lot of other things. Like, I got these art requests I got to do, man. I got these art requests. Where are they? I got a bunch of art requests that people want me to do. I have to do those. And I've been getting some commissions that have been slowing me down a little bit. Well, I don't mind doing commissions. They're fine. I enjoy them. But again, since I'm not really like, I'm not really a specialist with my art. I don't get hired to do the things that I'm like really specifically good at, because I don't really have a specialty. So like, I'll get hired to do portraits. I'm like, do you realize that I don't really do portraits that often? And that's fine too. They're like, yeah, we do, but we love your artwork. Yeah. Anyways, how do you draw eyebrows? Drawing with pen has its own innate like difficulties as well. Like drawing with a Bic, like these Bic pens, they function kind of like a pencil, but not like a pencil. You can kind of blend them like a pencil, but you still have to kind of do a little bit of hatching. You have to kind of treat them like pen and ink, because it really is a pen and ink drawing. Like, pen and ink, but like they can kind of do things that are similar to pencil, in the sense that you can kind of blend them similarly. You know, you can't like you can't soften it up like a pencil, but you can most definitely like create effects that are similar to pencil, and so there's some utility in that as well. Oh boy, yeah. So just kind of doodling here. So not bad, not great. So I just want to like say to you guys, or like you're trying to improve in drawing, just pick something that you're not good at and do 100 of it, 100 of them. Like, so if you're not good at faces, draw 100 faces. I would actually even go more micro. I would probably go like eyes or ears, and then like after you do a bunch of those, then you can go ahead and do some. You can kind of put them all together, or just do 100 heads, do 100 faces in 100 days. You know, you're probably going to spend like a good 2 hours, 200 hours to do that. But you know, you might be able to, if you're like a teenager, you're in high school or middle school or whatever your age is at, you know, or if you're single, or if you're single, or you have a 9 to 5 and you don't have anything to do in the evening, you could just sit down and draw for 2 hours before you go to bed, and then boom, go to bed, and pretty soon, like in a couple months, you'll be unstoppable, you know. And that's one of the things I don't regret. I kind of regret, but I don't regret. Like I wish I had like kind of spent more time devoting myself in the arts earlier on. Like I did, but I kind of did it, you know. If I could just kind of like, as I said, I didn't really devote myself to any specific theme, and because of that, I'm kind of have like not at a deficit, but I'm definitely not. I can't claim to be, oh, I'm an expert at this, you know, or I'm not known. I could be, or I can't claim to be known. Oh, this guy only does this, right? He's known to be able to do really good drawings of faces or whatever, you know. So again, let's kind of move this over here. Yeah, that turns out pretty good. Yeah. As I said, I'm going to be doing some eyes. And I spent quite a bit of time on this one. So what I'm going to do now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to do another one. And I'll just do another one and just make a extra long live stream, you know, an extra long one. Oh no, I'm drawing on top of this character. I'm ruining it. Oh no. Oh no. Someone stop me. I don't mind overlapping drawings on top of each other. Actually, I think that's kind of cool. I think that's a really interesting effect that people can achieve. So there's kind of like some eyebrows kind of popping out here. All right, some eyeballs, some stuff like here. And let's see here. I might just start another one in a few minutes and not even start one in like 7. I might just start another one kind of now or so, in a few minutes. I don't know how long I'm going to spend on this. Not any longer than 6 minutes on this eye, that's for sure. I'm not going to spend more than 6 minutes. That is for sure. I'm going to do something like that. But yeah, not a bad one. We're going to, I think what I'm going to do is going to make this really dark right here. this darker right here. And okay, I think we're gonna do another eye. So this is what was labeled at number 3, and this like, it's gonna move this up here. Hey man, thanks. It turned out all right. It's turning out all right. I'm not too. I don't feel too bad about it. Okay, we're gonna do number 4. We're gonna just find another eye. All you gotta do is just Google eyes, and there's just a ton of them. Let's see. I don't know which. There's just too many eyes to draw. Way too many eyes to draw. You know? I don't know which one I want to tackle. I might just have to pick an eye before I begin my next one. I don't know. We're just going to pick an eye, right? Like, we're just going to go, we're just going to do this one. This one, there's one right here that I'm just Googled right now. So this one's kind of more like a teardrop shape. Her eye is more like a teardrop. The thing about like these high definition photos is like there's almost just too much information for me to like draw. Like I don't know where to begin with them. Like there's just way too many things happening. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all this information on this eye. Like I don't know. So if you see me doing a circle here, I'm kind of imagining the eyeball underneath the skin and the eye, like the eyelid and such. So I'm kind of imagining what the eyeball looks like underneath, kind of like a, you know, and then I put the eyelid on top of it. So I'm just kind of like doing something like that. So like with these like drawings or these eyes, like I don't know where to begin with them. So you're going to see me probably improve, not dramatically, but I'm going to improve because I'm going to be looking up some videos and seeing how other people pursue their eyes. As I said, I'm not really an expert at this stuff. I'm just kind of like decent at everything. And I'm not like bragging. That's not like a brag. That's kind of like, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, when you're playing like dodgeball or baseball or soccer with some friends, you're like, they choose you because you're not going to be the first person that they pick, but you're definitely not going to be the last because you're reliable enough to like be in the middle. Like, oh, let's choose this guy. He's not going to be turning heads, but he's definitely not going to miss the ball when we throw it to him. You know, he's just going to be like the average cat, right? And there's something to be said about that. You know, as I said, like there's something to be said about that, just being like ability to do everything kind of consistently, you know. And I think that's a good thing, but I'd like to not niche down, not kind of like specialize, but I'd like to get really good at one thing or better at something. And I think that's going to be better for me in the long haul. Maybe when I get back to painting, that'll apply. One of the things that makes artists, if you want to become good at painting, here's what you need to do. Just become really good at drawing. Drawing is like 50% of painting. Like your ability to draw translates to painting so well. It's ridiculous. You know, I don't know why I'm talking about that. I just thought I should talk about painting for some reason. I think the reason why I was talking about painting is because I was maybe subconsciously missing painting. I hadn't painted for years. Like I hate it. Like I love the final outcome of painting, but I don't like the slow process of painting. Like drawing is so much more immediate. You know, it is vastly more immediate. It's just so much quicker. Oh, there's all these eyelashes. Like literally, you can see all the eyelashes. That's the thing about doing these eyes. Like, there's just too much information. Like, Do you want me to draw every one of these eyelashes? Hopefully I'll get to the point where I'm able to see them all, but like right now I'm kind of seeing them as clumps at the moment. Let's see, let's kind of get this underneath right here. And then you got that. Something like that is good. I'm going to work on it we're going to work on it. I don't know how much more. We're going to set the timer for 10 minutes and then we'll see from there. We'll see. I still got to do some other art related stuff. I'm going to be doing a live right after this on my YouTube channel. And then I'm going to be doing an art request, which is going to be Naruto. Believe it. And I'm going to be doing Naruto, so that's going to be kind of fun. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, how to pursue this, just drawing, It's kind of weird. There's got this this is like tone here. It's kind of darker on this side here. Again, this is just practice. We're just doodling. And that's the thing. The thing about drawing is you don't have to worry about every drawing being good. I think when we first start out, especially when we first start out, a lot of us, like, we see all these amazing artists and we're like, oh my gosh, they're so good. And then you start drawing because you're inspired to draw like that person. Then you get frustrated because you're not as good as they are. Well, they started the same position you were in. They started just as bad or maybe slightly better, but they kept drawing and they drew every day, or and pretty soon out of nowhere they're like total studs. Nothing bad. It's become a total badass drawer. And you're like, how'd you get so good? I drew every day for 10 years. There was this guest lecturer that I participated in. When I was in college, there was this artist. She was a guest lecturer at the college I went to, and she took 6 months off of work, and for that entire 6 months off, like it was like paid sabbatical or something. Like for that entire 6 months, she drew 8 hours a day, just 8 hours a day for 6 months straight. And through that time, that she became amazing. Like her work before that was not so good, but afterward, it was like, what the heck? This is a completely different person, completely different artwork. It's like an amazing transformation. So if you're young and you can afford to do 8 hours a day, man, just do it. If that's what you want to do, 8 hours a day, hyper focused for, I'm about able to do 2 hours, but it's not hyper focused. It's kind of everywhere. It's kind of like I'm trying to focus on Photoshop and kind of learn that program, and some commission work. It's also focused on doing live streams on YouTube. So I'm not really focused on improving my ability. And maybe that's what I should do. I should just go monk mode for a year and just not live stream, do not do anything for a year, and then come back and what the heck happened? You come back drawing amazing pictures, and maybe perhaps that's what you have to do. I perhaps that is a way to go about it, and I don't think there's a a right or wrong way to go about it, but if you have the time to do it, why not? You know. Anyways, let's see here. There's like this eyelid specifically has like these really big eyelashes. You know, like comically large eyelashes. And as I said, I'm not really used to drawing eyes so close up. So this is going to be a good experiment. Yeah. Like this. So I think I'm just going to work on this for about 4 or 5 more minutes. I don't know. We'll see. And then we'll call it a day. I got to go do some other things. I got off work early today, so that allowed me to kind of jump in on this live stream. Very thankful for that. I'm going to try my best to do a live a day on TikTok. And just try my best to do one. No guarantees. I'm just very busy individual. I'm not to be like, I'm not bragging. I actually wish I wasn't a busy individual. I really wish. I just want to sit down and watch Netflix. Come on. I just wish I could do that. Oh, that sounds like I wish I could do that. Like, maybe there's going to be a point like the only way I'd be able to like sit down and watch Netflix is if I was if I didn't have a typical night, like if I didn't have to work, like if I was just making art all day long, like if I was selling my artwork, like art prints, if I was selling art prints all day long, some like art stickers or whatever, I would be all in on evening Netflix. I would do my live streams in the morning or live stream for like 4 hours while I'm making my work, selling some art, and then I'd just watch me some good old Netflix, I think that I wish that would be a good goal, I guess. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? Who knows what I'm going to get, right? So like I don't have the time to do what I'm seeing here. Like this photo of this eye has like all these skin, like you can see the skin texture. As I said, there's just too much detail for me to comprehend this eye right now. I don't know where to begin with it. Like that. It's kind of, there's all these little like eyelashes, kind of doing eyelashy things. It's kind of do something like that. I don't know what's happening over here. I don't know, like they're kind of flipping up. I feel like this person put like fake eyelashes on because I feel like I'm seeing different eyelashes. I can't tell. So, again, you don't need to worry about whether or not you're doing a perfect job with your drawing. Just all that really matters is just kind of just do it every day, and then try to be a little bit better than before, or just the very least maintain a consistent drawing habit. I think that's always very good to kind of do in the long and short of things, you know. Let's see here. I think I'm done for the day. I think I gotta get going. Next up is gonna be number 5. I do 5, maybe do like 6 or 7 right here or something. I could do like 1 right here, maybe do a 6th, then do a 7th one, and then I'll do another page. As I said, just kind of keep drawing. So I'll be back tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Thank you so much for dropping by, and don't forget to hit is it a follow button? Anyways, wish you all the best. Have a wonderful night. Cheers.